So I put myself out there with God, and I said out loud, very Abrahamic, right? Like exploration. I said, God, are you there? Can you hear me? This is stupid.
Where were you?
My room, walking in the city. I used to say this a lot. New York City has 8.5 million people living in the city, but yet I'm walking in the abyss.
Mm-hmm.
So in the abyss, on my walks, I would look up and just say, like, let me make the approach. Are you there? Can you hear me? And then I would stop and I'd be like, this is stupid. But then I'd say, like,
what did you think would happen?
Maybe she would come back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some big sign would happen.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe a voice. Maybe I would hear something. And this is day after day now. I'm walking and talking, making that approach over and over.
Wow.
It's like this is the real
Still the same job.
Spiritual Tinder, right? left, right.
Yeah.
Are you there? Are you there? Right? And eventually, after a couple weeks, I'm no longer saying, God, are you there? I'm saying, God, why do I feel this way? And I like to say, like, when you date, whether secularly or even in, more of the religious, you are naturally opening up more and more as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, here I am with God going into the approach. Then it's like a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. And I'm saying things like, why do I feel this way? You made my life like this. And so now I'm blaming God, which is now for me, like looking back, is very healthy. I even went to God in the first place. And so I'm blaming God and I'm asking God and then I'm week 3 or 4, I'm crying on these walks. And the relationship is developing because now I'm opening up, right? I told you before, I never let anybody in. Now I just let God in. I broke my heart open. That great wall of Ari is gone and I'm crying, which for me, crying was very hard. I didn't show emotions. I barely had the emotions in the first place. Couldn't tell you what they were. But here I am. I'm like, it felt weird for me. And so I'm crying, opening up. And it all came down now to this moment where after weeks of doing this, I'm angry, really angry, and I'm yelling. I'm like a crazy person on the East River at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night in Manhattan. So I guess it's not too crazy in Manhattan. I'm on the East River there, and I'm yelling out, and I'm crying. And I said, God, if you really hear me, if you're really there, if you really exist, where are you? Show yourself. Give me the sign. Give it to me because I'm human and I can't see you and I can't feel you and I don't experience you and I'm supposed to find you. This is ridiculous. If you really exist, let me just be an honest man to my ex. Just one time in my life where I will just give her the exact truth that she's looking for. Because, and this is where it got interesting, the story then flipped here from you did this to me to I did this to me. I was the little kid who turned my back on you. I was the little kid who lied when I was supposed to tell the truth. I was the little kid who went to the strip clubs with a fake ID and who drank and who womanized and who grew into this very much still a boy in his young 20s. So I'm kind of careful with what I say because I believe you could be 35, you could be 45, and if you're not with God, to me, you're very much still a boy. So there I was in that zone, but the script changed because now I'm saying it was me.
How did you make that shift?
I don't know. It just came out.
180 degrees.
It just came out. Very like the relationship developing, and it just turned. And it was like, it's me.
Wow.
Can you still show me that sign? Because now the script changed and I realized it and I'm crying and it was like a good cry. And I sat down on the bench and about 15, 20 minutes later, my phone rang. And I hadn't spoken to my ex in months. And it was her.